Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Chair to God. I'm back. I'm back on screen. I'm back. You can see my face. What's going on? What's going on? I've been away for a minute. Um, but we feeling good. We feeling good. You know what I'm saying? It's a fresh year. All of that. I'm bearded up now. What? I look older. Shit. But I want to talk about WandaVision, man. You know what I'm saying? WandaVision. I think it's the most unique and most comic-esque superhero TV series we've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Look, Daredevil is probably the greatest superhero TV series we've ever seen. I know people be like Smallville and that, but really, come on. Daredevil season one is 10 times better. But WandaVision has done something that is so unique and it's so surprising, and it took me out of it. Like I was really like not expecting it to be like this. You know what I'm saying? Normally, when you watch WandaVision in the movies, let's just be honest. The story with her and Vision is a bit rushed. Pietro's death was, like, AKA Quicksilver's death was super rushed. They can only do so much when you have so many characters and they don't have standalone movies. You have to you have to just fast pass a few things, and you have to give them a pass on a few things because the grand scale of things, the limitations with the IPs. You know what I mean? They couldn't use X-Men fully. They couldn't do what they wanted to do fully. Now they can. Now they can bring in mutants. Now they can do so many other things. And Wanda is the perfect character to kickstart all of this because I don't know if people remember the House of M comic books. This is for the comic book nerds only. They would know what I'm talking about. But basically, WandaVision is beyond powerful. You know what I'm saying? She's like reality stone powerful. You know what I mean? She's like super, super powerful. So, you know, I'm not gonna spoil it or tell you what's happening. I mean, I'm sure most people have figured out approximated what is happening. But the story thus far is absolutely phenomenal. It's a sitcom. You're in a sitcom, and it's really, really funny. But there's some weird things happening throughout. There's always little, and it ramps up every episode. Episode one is pretty much a sitcom. Episode two, there's color here, there's this here. Episode three, did neighbors change? The house changed? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? And Vision is picking it up on it, and you can see this is not, this is not theory, this is not spoilers, because if you watch the first three episodes, you see this happening. When anything starts going awry, Wanda changes it. Boom, warps reality, and manipulates reality, reverses time, and changes it. When Vision was getting suspicious, it never happened, Vision. When they met somebody outside who snuck into the world, it didn't happen. At some point when Wanda was about to give the baby, she's like, this is not happening, this is not happening, this is not happening. And you can see there's almost something, it's all, you know what I'm saying? It's absolutely phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. I think thus far, in the three episodes, 999, you know what I'm saying? I think they're all so highly rated because it's very comic book. It's very ambitious. You never see TV shows for superheroes actually really go crazy like this. Daredevil is super tame. It was, I mean, he's a pretty tame character in the first place. He doesn't have superpowers, so it's pretty easy to do. But this production value of WandaVision is like movie type shit. You know what I mean? It's like high tier, and anything that looks fake is almost like on purpose because of the world that they're in. You know what I'm saying? And it's just breathtaking, bro. I just have to say it. I just have to say WandaVision might be my favorite superhero TV show right now. It is my favorite superhero TV show right now. And in three episodes, I can already tell you it's one of the best superhero TV shows ever. I remember Arrow when first Arrow came out, man. Arrow season one is up there. I know people Arrow now like Arrow blah blah blah, but Arrow season one, boy, Oliver Queen came up with the South boy. Come on, they made Oliver Queen lit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know how tough it is to make Oliver Queen lit, bro. And then the comics after made him lit too. Like, come on, bro. They did their thing. But WandaVision is doing something beyond all of that. There's no really cool factor to WandaVision. It's just a phenomenal story with very intriguing implications. You know what I'm saying? There's so much potential. There's so many places the story can take us. You can't fully guess what the outcome will be. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you can get some few major pieces if you're a comic lover like myself. And that's the beauty of it, man. I just gotta say, man, WandaVision, bravo, bravo. I haven't been inspired to make videos in a minute because nothing really excited me. You know what I'm saying? Attack on Titan did, and obviously does, because it's fucking Attack on Titan. But what I want to do with Attack on Titan is super ambitious, like an hour video about, like, you know what I'm saying, about trauma, you know. So that's that, you know, I gotta prepare myself for that shit. So that's why I haven't like done too much. Another thing was, you know what I'm saying, I was just annoyed at that shit, but I caught up, and you know what, I forgive a few things. Um, there's a few other stories that I want to talk about. Hardcore Level Warrior. There's a few things I want to talk about, and you know I'm excited again. I'm super excited again, and WandaVision really just lit that, you know, ignition. It really lit me up. Like it just excited me just watching it. Absolutely phenomenal. The acting is pristine. It's pristine. We really get to discover the characters of Wanda and Vision, and you discover Vision through how Wanda almost wishes it is or was versus like Vision being Vision. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really good. There's a lot of acute details that I might make a video breaking down some of the Easter eggs and details that a lot of people probably missed. There's so much happening in every episode. So much. A lot of people just say, oh, it's just trying to be funny. There's actually so much detail in the funny. There's so much little intriguing tidbits that really elevates the story, the narrative, really pushes everything forward. And this is the first time we see the real present world. We already know that they were trying to talk to Wanda, like Wanda's, you know, it's like, where is Wanda right now? Nobody really knows. There's like a military base right now, operation. They obviously managed to get somebody into that world, and Wanda pushed her out after discovering, like, who the fuck are you? She's wearing the chain, you know, the chain she's wearing, sword. Shield was decimated. What did Nick Fury create? Sword. So you know what I'm saying? So be ready. There's so much. There's so much. I think this is what Marvel needed. I think Marvel was being limited. You know, I know a lot of people criticize the Infinity Saga, right? And I think it's kind of unfairly criticized in a lot of ways just because of the limitations that they had with IP and characters and so many things that you can only hit a certain amount because those limitations, and then they had to like almost retcon and add in things as they got more IP in order to make it more intriguing and to push and to, you know, give themselves a leg up for the next phase. Like they had to shove Spider-Man in because Spider-Man is such an integral part of the Marvel universe that, you know, if the earliest you can get him, you gotta throw him in there. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta fucking, you just gotta find a way to throw him in there, and I think they did it pretty seamlessly. And look, some people are never gonna be satisfied, but ultimately, I think for, you know, the position that they were in, Marvel did a fantastic job. They lost a Thor actor pretty early because there were certain things he wasn't willing to do, you know, for the team. Maybe he didn't see the vision the same way as Kevin Feige and the guys did. And we also have to understand that the early phase of the Marvel movies wasn't ran in the same way as when Kevin Feige took it over. I think Kevin Feige has done the best work for Marvel over anybody that has worked with Marvel. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Phase 3, I think Phase 3 was absolutely astonishing. You know, in general, and you gotta again understand the limitations. You have to follow up what they already did to these characters, and you know we didn't really know too much about Wanda. I was a bit disappointed about. I was a lot of bit disappointed about Wanda. I never really cared for Vision like that. You know what I'm saying? But in this TV series, I care for Vision. You know, I never cared for Vision in the comic books. In this TV series, now you gotta understand there was a phenomenal comic book that came out a few years ago, kind of similar to this TV show. Absolutely phenomenal. WandaVision as well, phenomenal, top, absolutely phenomenal. You know, but I never really cared for that character that much, and I think this show, for especially for casuals, is such a great step into the world of these characters. A lot of these characters have such deeper stories than the movies can show us. And I think that the Marvel Cinematic TV series is actually, you know, ignore Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Again, Kevin Feige is here now. Ignore Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But what they're doing right here with, you know, I can already tell you Winter Soldier is going to be amazing. You know what I'm saying? I can already tell you that, you know, that Bucky and Captain America, you know, like it's going to be phenomenal. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I can already tell it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be very good. If it's anything like this, direction and stuff like that, the scope, the way it's building up the universe, it's going to be top tier. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I'm so excited. And look, thus far, you know, just the way the unfolding of things, the unraveling of the world, the unraveling of Wanda's mind and mentality, the losses. You know, I really want to know what happened between Endgame and now that caused this. Now we already know that she didn't get snapped away. You know what I'm saying? So, or did she get snapped? She didn't get snapped away. Am I tripping, bro? Yeah, she did get snapped away. Ooh, that's intriguing. That's intriguing. That's intriguing. I'm gonna come back with detail because I just watched episode 3, so I'm just spitballing here. I have to go back and recheck a few details before I really talk about some of these things because I don't want to sound like an idiot here. If she did, I'm not remembering too properly, but if she did get snapped away, it makes even more sense. The show makes even more sense. If she didn't get snapped away, there's a gap missing. You know what I'm saying? But I think if she did get snapped, there's not as much of a gap missing because obviously she came back into craziness, you know? And I think we also got to understand Vision died without the snap, so he didn't get snapped back to reality. So that's really, really interesting. I'm super intrigued and super, super, super excited for just what this show is gonna bring and what every Marvel TV series is gonna bring. I can already look. Marvel is destroying the DC in DC in movies, and right now in TV series, it's with Daredevil and now WandaVision and Punisher. It's really not even close. Smallville was great for what it was, especially during the time that it came out. Arrow was absolutely phenomenal for the first 3 seasons. I would give it 3 seasons. Absolutely phenomenal. I think he had Daredevil potential, but I don't think he ever quite reached it. I actually think that season 1 of Arrow is more comparable to Daredevil than most people are willing to admit. Um, but there's just a campiness to it that Daredevil didn't have, and I think that's what edges Daredevil. You know what I'm saying? And WandaVision thus far manages to not create such a dark, brooding mood. You know what I'm saying? Daredevil was super dark and super brooding, which is it's great and all, but sometimes it's good to have a balance. And I think this WandaVision is doing it perfectly thus far. I think the implications are in the background, and you can choose to ignore it, or if you pay attention to it, some stuff don't even look funny anymore. You're like, that's kind of disturbing. Like that's kind of ooh, she what? Like you know what I'm saying? And it's really the psyche of Wanda, and it's man, I'm just so excited. I'm just a fanboy. I'm a Marvel fanatic. I'm a Marvel comic book nerd, and I haven't read comics in a bit because honestly, comics have been pretty trash as of recent. In general, both DC and Marvel. That's my brother, man. He loud ass laugher. But they've been absolutely phenomenal. They haven't been phenomenal, sorry, for a very long time. Not for a very long time, for a few years. They've been like, there's a few stories that always pop up that's like amazing, and then there's a lot of like, for a very long. Man, goddamn, you laugh too loud, bro. Golly. Um, there's there's a lot of like, redundancy. There's a lot of like um, stunts. You know what I mean? Comic book is because of its nature of it always being continuous, characters never aging. It takes away from some impacts of the story. I almost wish some of these stories were one-offs. You know what I'm saying? I feel like comics should be almost like not like a movie, but like a TV series. It's like you have one story instead of like issue 1 to 2000 that goes on for 20 years. It might be nicer sometimes to have issue 1 to 100. That's one story, and you let that story play out. And some writers, because writers change, artists change. Some writers just aren't that good. I'm just gonna say it. Some artists don't understand these characters that well. Michael Bendis is great with teenagers and certain things, and he's awful with other things. And I love Michael Bendis because he brought us Miles Morales, and he did it in a very seamless way for those that read Ultimate Universe comics. I think the Ultimate Universe comics back then was actually phenomenal. During that whole period, a lot of the Ultimate stories were really good. I read the Ultimate X-Men, all of that, and it was just great. And you really see that kind of ultimate feel to this WandaVision show. And I hope we continue that type of like weirdness. I think, Doctor Strange really brought a nice sense of weirdness to the Marvel Universe that felt more comic than a lot of the movies. And Infinity War obviously was ultra comic, and Endgame was as comic as you can get. And I like that. I love, go batshit crazy. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's gonna enjoy superhero movies anyway, so might as well please the super nerds while we're at it. And again, look, I've been talking about it. I just gotta say, WandaVision right now, amazing. It's like the Mandalorian in the sense where I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I love Revenge of the Sith. I never really cared for the originals that much. I was super young when I watched them, and my dad loved them, but I didn't really care that much for them. But the Mandalorian really brought me in. The Last Jedi, when that first came out, I was super excited. Mainly because of John Boyega. I got absolutely, finessed on that one. Went, watched it, and it wasn't a bad movie. The Last Jedi was not a bad movie. I just think everything after it was absolutely awful. I actually think The Last Jedi was relatively a good movie. And I think everything after it, no, you know. I think J.J. Abrams did a great job in Last Jedi. And then they got rid of him for the second one, so that was kind of a bad motif. I think John Boyega's character got shafted. And then The Mandalorian came along and just redeemed all of that and just made a phenomenal series that I watched every week, and I enjoyed watching every week. I don't care enough for Star Wars. I barely watch the Clone Wars, you know what I mean? And like that Clone Wars is supposed to be touted as one of the best, but I watched The Mandalorian fully and I fully enjoyed it. And it made me want to watch the Clone Wars because all of these characters that was popping up. I'm like, damn, I had to go watch it. I watched a bunch of YouTube video essays on these shows, on these characters, and caught up in my own way. And like, oh damn, this shit is cool. It made me more interested in legends, Star Wars legends, comics and stuff like that, and stories. I want to go back and read some of them. I want to check some of these out. And I think WandaVision is doing a similar thing to a similar effect. I think it's reigniting something here. And I'm super excited. I wish the comics can take this fucking role at this stage. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if anybody had got any recommendations for me in comic book wise, Marvel and DC, I want to talk more about those. So if you got any stories that really you think is intriguing right now, let me know. I'm too passionate about the Bat Family in general, so maybe avoid those because Rick pissed me the shit off. But I can't talk about them. I know them like the back of my hand. So I'm well versed to all of those. I'm not just a manga and webtoon nerd, even though most of my channel is webtoon related. And sometimes I gotta talk about my crush and music, and blah 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 blah. I just like I'm a weird dude, so I like throwing stuff there. Also, I didn't want to not upload. That's why I did the music stuff, just because I was in a creative space. I was working for a company to do a song, and so I was like, I don't want to not upload because I wasn't inspired to do essays, video essays, or to talk about anything, and I didn't really have a good topic that I was like, I need to talk about this. And I never really want to make videos without motivation because it comes across, dead. And you can see it, you just notice for a while I didn't even have videos. I just had like the picture and I talked about, because I had so much passionate shit to talk about. And now I'm back on that, so I'm super excited for that. You probably won't get a few more songs every now and then, but just know if I drop a song that day, it probably had nothing to do, and I'm always in the mood to make music. You know what I mean? And I never get a chance to like mix it properly or make it sound ultra good or re-record a bunch to make it perfect. So this is like my experimental place. You know what I mean? I hope you guys are okay with that. I like to experiment and throw ideas and things here, and still give you a decent enough song. Most of my songs, I haven't released music in quite a bit, but I will be releasing a full tape and stuff like that. And you guys will know about it. I'll talk about it when the time comes and stuff like that. But yeah, exciting times, man. Super exciting time for Marvel right now. I'm super, super excited. It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. I had to give y'all a long ass video because it's been a minute. Love y'all. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and join the Supreme Uchiha clan. I'm out.